Welcome back, Amiibros, to Mission 17 of Devil May Cry. In the last episode, we returned to Malay Castle, only to discover a brand new enemy waiting for us, in the form of the Plasmas. In this episode, we'll be working towards acquiring the Quicksilver by slaying a dragon. It's not really a dragon. You'll see what I mean when we get there. For right now, though, let's head back outside because we have a secret mission already available to us. And it's a bit of a pain to activate. For starters, we have to platform our way across this bridge without falling into the water at all. If we fall into the water, we have to go all the way back, head into the mirror again, and head back out in order to have a second chance. See, falling into the water right there, I had to go right back into the mirror and come back out just to have another crack at activating the secret mission. My advice, just use air raid and save yourself the headache. Once you finally cross without falling into the water, you'll activate Secret Mission 11, Blue Gem in the Sky. Acquire the blue orb that's located high in the sky. It's not really an orb, it's more of a blue orb fragment. I don't know why the game lies to you, but I don't make the rules. Anyway, before you can acquire said blue orb fragment, we gotta deal with the Death Scythe. I'm not sure why they have a Death Scythe in this secret mission. My theory is that they wanted you to utilize his glyphs in order to collect the fragment, but I've tried that before and the secret mission became a lot more aggravating as a result, so instead of using that method, try my method that I'm about to show off so you can save yourself the frustration. Until then, be sure to stay away from the ledge, as the Death Scythe can knock you into the water and make you start the secret mission all over again, which is no good. Instead, stay near the door to the cathedral and have the Death Scythe come to you. Don't be afraid to use your Devil Trigger, as whenever you kill a Death Scythe, you recover all of your DT runes. So it's no biggie. Once you're done with the Death Scythe, head to the roof of the cathedral and use air raid to fly over to the fragment, and boom! Secret mission is done. And we got another blue orb for our troubles. Everything is coming up Dante indeed. And surprisingly, after you collect the fragment, the secret mission doesn't end. It only ends when you either fall into the water or jump into the mirror. Just gonna say this now, jump into the mirror and save yourself some time, don't fall into the water. If you do fall into the water, the enemies haven't changed, you still have to kill the circle of Sargazos before you are free to go back. So yeah, amazing how we go through all these missions and the Sargazos are still underwater, just waiting to be relevant again. Poor guys. Must suck being floating skull demons, and that's all you'll ever be. You're literally the taint hairs of the underworld. They're about as significant as taint hairs anyway. Let's head up these stairs, and it's here where the Resident Evil influence on Devil May Cry becomes abundantly clear. I mean, what was once a lit castle is now dark and foreboding. I mean, listen to this music. Praise to our Lord the Moon! So much for being immersed in the atmosphere, we got a new enemy on our hands. Frost. Not the Mortal Kombat character, but rather the demon. Frosts are demons that utilize different techniques centered around their manipulation of ice, in case you can tell by their name. They'll send out ice shockwaves, charge at you while leaving an icy trail. Pretty much what you'd expect from an enemy that utilizes ice as their superpower. When you damage them enough, however, they'll form an ice cocoon to shield themselves and recover from the damage you've already delivered to them. This is your opportunity to really knock their fucking block off, as they leave themselves vulnerable, and they're doubly screwed if they're all alone. Goes without saying, but I'ma say it anyway, be sure to use Ifrit on these guys. And just to go back to my previous point, aside from like the lack of lighting inside the castle, there's also just the sounds of thunder and lightning, the lightning strikes showing the violent swaying of trees back and forth. It just helps to create a very foreboding and ominous atmosphere. And don't get me wrong, when we first entered Malay Castle, you know, there was some semblance of that, but here I feel it's more pronounced, you know? Really, the whole gothic style that the series adopts really helps the characters as well as the locations just pop. It adds a unique flair to it, you know? Especially on Dante and even Trish to some degree. My thoughts and feelings on her as a character for this game aside. And curse you, Marionette, ruining my damn stylish ranking, god damn it. Does your treachery know no bounds? You're lucky I got my stylish ranking back, you fucking assholes. Yeah. Oh, damn it, I had it before and it got ruined again. These marionettes, man, they just hate you being stylish. Well, too bad for them. I like them in pieces. Take that, you stupid puppets. You're no match for the power of Flame Fu. Anyway, let's switch off our Flame Fu for right now, save it for later, and go back to good old Alistair, and switch back to our Salt and Pepper, because we've got some demons to season, as we finally arrive in the lair of the dragon. And as you can clearly see, it's not really a dragon, but more so a skeleton of a T-Rex that shoots fireballs. That also sounds like Bowser from Melee, if you listen closely. See, that sounds exactly like Bowser from Melee. The T-Rex skeleton that shoots fireballs is pretty badass. More so than a classic fairy tale dragon, I'd argue. Now that we've dealt with the dragon, quote-unquote, we can finally acquire the Quicksilver, but I don't want to do that just yet. As you can see, whenever lightning strikes, there are some invisible platforms that lead to somewhere, and I want to take those, as they will lead us to our next blue orb fragment. And hopefully now you see what I mean when I say that some blue orb fragments are a pain in the ass to find, while others aren't as vague about their location. This is the one I'd say follows the latter rather than the former. By hopping on those platforms and heading into this room right here, there's a blue orb fragment, and for some reason I think that it'll show up if you stand by this podium over here. That's not what you're supposed to do. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to jump up and the fragment will fall down. And booyah! I don't know why I thought that. I mean, I guess during my test playthrough it showed up while I was standing at the podium. That might have been why, but yeah, that's how you acquire it. Anyway, after acquiring that blue orb fragment, we now have to rotate this mirror so that it shines on another mirror to make the Quicksilver appear. Rotating this mirror, it's a bit awkward. How you have to do it is rather simple. You just have to rotate the control stick, but it's awkward in the sense that no matter how fast you rotate the control stick, the mirror has like a set speed to it, and it'll rotate at its own pace instead of at your pace. It's a little awkward. You know, the best way I can describe it, though, is by saying go play it and see for yourself. But, yeah. After making the Quicksilver appear, we can finally obtain it, so long as Dante can just make this jump. Come on, Dante, you have a double jump. And booyah! We acquired the Quicksilver. You know, I think it's a miracle we were able to acquire it, given how fast it is. Oh, God. Ain't that a funny joke? That's a funny-ass joke. I know, right? Anyway, after acquiring the Quicksilver, we can finally open up a door that we were barred from entering. After we deal with these marionettes. I'm surprised they're sicking marionettes on us, given how far into the castle we are. Granted, they are sending fetishes our way too, but I don't know, some tougher enemies wouldn't be too bad, as long as that's not shadows, man. I can't fucking stand shadows, I'm tired of them. And boy oh boy, guess what they throw your way on hard mode here? They throw a particularly nasty enemy in this section right here. But like I said, I'll discuss that more when we get into hard mode, and when we see the brand new enemy next episode. So let's use this Quicksilver. I'll check my inventory real quick. And it's time to switch back to Flame Fu, because we've got a boss fight in the other room. And, judging by me switching to Ifrit, you probably can already tell who's waiting for us on the other side. Old Man Jenkins? Nah, I'm just kidding. It's Nello Angelo.
A man with guts and honor. I like that. But it's a shame you serve Mundus.
Wow, you've got very pretty eyes. Nello Angelo round 3, and this time he's brought his A-game in the form of his brand new projectile attack in the form of his summon swords. The summon swords will either surround you, hang above you and drop one at a time in rapid succession, or will be sent at you individually. Rolling Blaze makes short work of them, otherwise your dodging better be on point. Of course, you can always use good old Salt and Pepper to destroy them, but I suggest you using Rolling Blaze to have an easier time. Destroying the summon swords will actually increase your style ranking if you care about that. Ifrit, as always, is a good choice against him, but you can be honorable and face him with Alistair if you so choose. It certainly makes the fight a lot more intense. Speaking of the fight's intensity, I've come to appreciate all 3 fights against Nello Angelo. I mean it. Through these 3 fights, you learn a lot about the game's mechanics, learning how to dodge properly, knowing how to time your strikes so you're not swinging your sword or fists around all willy-nilly, knowing what weapon upgrades to use to make a situation easier. Hell, learning what devil arm to use in any given situation, you'll learn by fighting Nello Angelo. Yeah, Nello Angelo's a tough customer, you're going to be dying to him a lot during your first playthrough, but through failure comes knowledge. Take it from me. My first time playing, Nello Angelo drove me fucking bonkers because I couldn't beat him. No matter how many times I tried, I kept failing and failing. But through failing, I learned different approaches, how to dodge better, how to time my strikes better. You know, it's all a process of learning to get better. I realize that this is a completely subjective argument with a lot of holes in it, but the results will speak for themselves, I promise. But in spite of how amazing that fight was, Nello Angelo is kaput. You certainly were a man with guts and honor. It's just a shame it had to end this way.
Virgil, Dante, happy birthday.
Wow! I want chocolate! No, I want chocolate!
Trish, Virgil has been defeated. You know what you must do. Now go.
Yes, Master.
Can't say I'm too terribly shocked at what we just saw. I mean, Trish's betrayal, the fact that Nello Angelo was Virgil in disguise, yeah, it's quite the surprise. That's not as surprising, though. Though we did get a nifty bonus out of all that. Anyway, next time on Devil May Cry, Amiibros, we tackle Mission 18. See you guys then.